now that we are clear about the passbook and the cash book transactions and what are the reasons for the discrepancies between the two at any given point of time. Now, let's take a problem with a negative cash balance, or in simple terms, an overdraft as per the cash book. Now, the basic rules remains to be the same. We start with the cash book balance as a base. Now, if you take a closer look at the previous problem and this problem, there's been a small difference. Now, the previous problem had both the cash book as well as the passbook pertaining to the same period of time. So, there the cash book was also for the period of March 31st, 2019, and the passbook details was also for the month of March 2019. Now, whereas this problem, the cash book transactions are pertaining to the month of March 2019, and the passbook transactions are pertaining to the first week of April 2019. So, if this is the case, let's take a look at what are the various items as far as the cash book and the passbook are concerned, and what will be the discrepancies and how to go about handling these discrepancies. Now, if you take a closer look into the cash book details, onto the receipt side, we have a receipt from Mr. Patel, Mr. Kumar, Mr. Rajesh, Mr. Ashok Kumar. Now, these four transactions are receipts which the from the customer which has been received, and since it has been a receipt, it is already recorded in the cash book onto the receipt side. Now, any transaction which is recorded in the cash book on the receipt side will have its impact displayed in the bank passbook onto the deposits, right? So, whatever has been received here as recorded, these checks are deposited into the bank, and the bank's deposit balances gets automatically increased. Okay. Now, if you look at these four items, Patel, Kumar, Rajesh, and Ashok, this does not appear in the deposits as far as the bank passbook is concerned for the period which is given to us starting from 1st April. This shows that these transactions have already been processed or added in the month of March 2019 itself. That's why in the bank passbook for the data which is given to us for the month of April, these items do not appear. But if you take the next few items, say for example, the next one is a transaction of an amount received from Mr. Sunil, an amount of rupees 1500 received from Prashant, and from Shashwat we have received a sum of rupees 450. Now, the bank passbook deposits column shows that we've received this amount from Sunil on April 2nd, from Prashant to the extent of 1500 on April 6th, and from Shashwat we've received a sum of rupees 450 on April 8th. Now, this makes it very clear that these amount has been realized only in the month of April, as on 2nd, 6th, and 8th. So, as on 31st of March, your cash book would have had an additional amount pertaining to 900, 1500, and 450. Therefore, these amounts will have to be subtracted from the cash book balance. Likewise, let's take a look at what are the various payment items that is given to us in the problem. Now, when you take a closer look at the payment items that is given to us, we have various items like cash. To Sunit, we have paid some item amount to the extent of 600. To Chatterjee, we paid a sum of rupees 750. To Sohan, we paid 250. And another cash expenditure we've incurred to the extent of 1000 rupees. Now, none of these items actually appear in the bank passbook as a part of the withdrawals. Now, this makes it very clear that these withdrawals have been made in the month of March itself. But there are three items. Say, for example, here as on 20th of March, we paid Mr. Pradeep Kumar to the extent of rupees 3,800. We paid as on 31st of March to Mr. Prabhat a sum of rupees 500, and to Mr. Sumant we paid a sum of rupees 300 as on 31st of March. Now, if you take a look into the bank passbook, these amounts have been withdrawn as on April 3rd, 5th, and 7th. Pradeep Kumar's amount has been withdrawn as on April 3rd. Prabhat's amount has been withdrawn and Sunanda's amount has been withdrawn as on 7th of April. So this makes it very clear that your cash book balance would have been lesser to the extent of 3,800, 500 and 300 as on 31st of March 2019. Therefore, these three amounts will have to be added back again to the cash book because we cannot make any adjustments as far as the bank passbook is concerned. Our adjustments can be done only at the cash book. These items would have actually shown as an expenditure in the cash book. Therefore, your cash book would be less. Now, we are going to add it back again to the cash book to figure out what is going to be our actual amount as far as the passbook is concerned. Now, looking at the transactions. Now, the cash book has an overdraft balance, therefore, it is a negative balance to the extent of 1450. So, minus 1450. Now, we've had an amount which we had to reduce to the extent of what we had to received from that of Sunil, received from that of Prashant, and received from that of Shashwat. Now, these amounts have not been realized as on 31st of March, and therefore we reduce our cash book to the extent of these items. Same way, we've made certain payments to that of Mr. Pradeep, Prabhat, and Sunanda. Since we've made the payments, we've automatically shown it as a payment in our cash book, but the amount is actually paid to the concerned parties only as on April 2nd and 7th, etc. Therefore, we add back a sum of rupees 3,800, 500 and 300, and thus our passbook balance now works out to be a sum of rupees 300. Clear, girls? Okay, now a focus should be to see that the transaction either has actually increased or decreased as far as our cash book is concerned. Thank you.